Good morning, Norcal Karters. This is Jason, and it is June 17th, 2021. And if I'm all over the place this morning, I apologize. I was trying to do a live video on YouTube, and I'm having equipment problems or a network problem, but it keeps dropping. And I never know when it drops because I don't pay attention to the camera. And so I will keep plugging away at learning new technology, doing the video, doing the streaming. In the future, what I envision is live podcasts by video, or you can download on your favorite audio podcast, live chat, etc. That's everything I envision, and I'm just struggling with the technology right now. So if I'm all over, it's because I already did a podcast and I didn't get most of it. So that being said, again, June 17th, 2021. There's a lot to go over. This week's been a very odd week for Norcal Karters. I found out a number of my events on the calendar had been removed. So, which for this week was bad news, but it really prompted some good change. So, over the next couple of weeks, you will see some changes to norcalkarters.com, and I think it's going to be for the better. So it just pushed me to jump on some projects I meant to do pretty much in the winter, to be quite honest with you. But I don't want to spend the hours to get the events uploaded when I can spend those hours and get a new site going and make things what I think will be better. So, a lot going on. I'm trying to gather myself. However, I want to give a big shout out to one of our new show sponsors, gorilla-bbq. So many of you know Rich Bakke, and he owns a barbecue stand in Pacifica. It's the Red Caboose on Highway 1. And many of you actually have seen him on TV on the Food Network. He's been showcased on there a few times. And he also does a lot of charity work with an organization called americaschefs.org. And Rich is our latest sponsor to the Norcal Karter podcast. And the only thing he said is do my thing. But he also mentioned, hey, push Track Magic Owners Group, because he's an OG Track Magic guy. So he was the lead mechanic for the Track Magic factory powerhouse in the 90s and early 2000s. And there's been definitely a branding resurgence with the Track Magic crew over the past couple of years. So he wants to have the Track Magic Owners Group highlighted more, which is great. I think I've actually gave them a lot of coverage in the past because I love what they're doing for karting. It's such a unique atmosphere that they're bringing. They're basically, a lot of them are old racers that raced in the 90s and 2000s, and a lot of them race now. And they get together, they have rallies, they have barbecues, they have just driving days. They share stories and pictures on Facebook about their restorations or their new Track Magic rides. So it's just really neat. And they launched a new website, trackmagicog.com. So that's their website. And if you go in the details of the podcast, I have a link in there. So trackmagicog.com. And my daughter and I, we're going to attempt to do another live podcast with video, probably later today. I'm hoping I can get the kinks worked out with you two live. I don't know what the problem is, and I can't. I might bite my tongue because I'm beyond frustrated. It's hard when you do work twice and you don't know why the stuff is failing. But again, thank you to Rich Bakke and gorilla-bbq for the support of Norcal Karters. So for those that are wondering what I'd use the money for, it's for website stuff. It's for the servers, technology upgrades. There's a number of different monthly software subscriptions that I have, either for the podcasting, for the live interviews, for the call-ins. The next step is to have a reliable live video feed that is going to social media, Facebook, Instagram, etc., while also being able to extract the audio and upload to audio podcast formats. So that's the next big plans for Norcal Karters. And again, this is not my full-time job. So I have another business called extrakartparts.com. That is where I put most of my effort because, quite honestly, that's where I draw my paycheck, is from extrakartparts.com. The Norcal Karters thing, it really is meant to be a resource for racers. Over the years, my idea on monetizing it was different. I didn't want to have a banner ad website. I didn't want to have little content or just full-blown catering to sponsors. I really wanted it to be an unbiased media site. But I've had people approach me that want to sponsor, and a lot of them, the first thing they say is, hey, where's your banners? Where's your logos? Where's your sponsors? And I've been very fortunate and very grateful. I've had some private sponsors come in that pretty much just said, hey, we don't need recognition. Just do your thing. Here's a little bit of money to fund stuff. And then also I sell advertising on norcalkarters.com on the calendar. So if you go to the calendar and you see events, and I'll get to that here in a minute, but when you see events and it's, for example, you have Rock Sonoma, and you click on the description and there's a full list of the description, the website, a map, all that stuff. That is because Rock Sonoma has paid for sponsorship for the year. Prairie City Karting, same thing. Now, when you go to norcalkarters.com right now, Prairie City got deleted. So the issue has been resolved, but there's a number of events that got deleted from my calendar. And it wasn't a hack. It wasn't anything like that. It was just I had some shared calendars, and they got edited, and they're no longer live to the visible eye. So I had to go in and redo those. And it really just prompted me. It's like, you know what? I can spend a couple of hours and just redo the events real quick, get them live, bam, done. Or I could take those couple of extra hours and apply that towards the new website. So I started the other night working on the new website. You can't see it right now. My plan is to go live in a couple of weeks, but the schedule is going to, so if you go to norcalkarters.com right now and you click on the calendar, there's a number of events that are missing. So my priority is to get the sponsors up and running first, because that's what they pay for. And then from there, as I have the time, I'll get all the calendars back uploaded. But again, a new website is coming. A new calendar feature is coming. There's a lot of good things I have in the works. It's just time. So for those of you that have supported me in the past and currently, it's very much appreciated. Again, gorilla-bbq, gorilla-bbq.com. Thank you for the support of Norcal Karters. And you can't see it. You can hear it on my botched live video on YouTube. You can see the Gorilla spice rub that I have. But this is one of my go-to spices when I'm doing ribs or brisket, because I live a couple of hours away from Gorilla-bbq. They're out of Pacifica on Highway 1, and so I'm a number of hours away. So I can be a fake smoker or fake barbecue guy, and I can dress up my ribs and, again, my brisket or some other meats with the Gorilla spice rub, and you can order this online at gorilla-bbq.com. It's kind of nice, you know, when you have a busy life and you just want to grab your go-to spices, put it on the meat, let it sit overnight, boom, put them on the grill. So again, Rich, thank you for the support of Norcal Karters. Thank you for your support of the karting industry in general. You've been an instrumental part to the Track Magic Owners Group. You're at a lot of the events. So thank you. Thank you for supporting karting. With that being said, we have some events coming up. So, norcalkarters.com, many of my events are still live. Some of them are not. So the ones that are not live on NorcalKarters.com, I'm going to mention them on this podcast regardless. So I've gone to the different websites. I pulled the schedules. But yeah, over the next couple of weeks, I have a lot of work to do. But that's nobody else's problem but mine. So this weekend, Father's Day weekend, there is a race at Blue Max Kart Club. And it's the KPX crew is going to Blue Max this weekend. And Blue Max had a race last weekend. So a number of drivers were out there for the test and tune at Blue Max last weekend. And again, KPX, Blue Max this weekend. Next weekend, Prairie City, two-stroke weekend. Prairie City, the 26th and the 27th. And that is going to be... Prairie City's been killing it this year. They also have the 80 shifter group showing up. They have the 125 shifter group showing up. That's the 26th, the 27th. Prairie City is a sponsor of Norcal Karters, so their website address is pckarting.com. You can get their current schedule. Right now, they are missing from my calendar. They were one of the clubs that were deleted from my calendar. But Prairie City, two-stroke weekend, pckarting.com. There's also CCKRA, Central California Kart Racing Association. They're going to be at Santa Maria. And they are also a sponsor. Their website, cckra.com. And what's neat about the cckra.com group, there's a group of gentlemen, many of you know them, some of you do not. They call themselves Team Visalia. And they're 15 to 20 strong at these CCKRA events. And they're a little bit more private. I mean, they're very welcome and opening. You know, I love these guys. They're very welcoming at the track. I've known a few of them for a number of years due to my relationship with them, and when I worked at SwedeTech. Some of the best dudes on the planet, and they roll into these CCKRA events 15 to 20 strong. And in the past, I've highlighted the Team Visalia stuff, and I've mentioned them because they're bringing new people into the sport. They help foster drivers, meaning you're welcome to pit with them. And a number of the veterans will walk around and help them out, get them up to speed. They have their own personal little newsletter going around that they keep each other updated on the events going on, when they're going to the track next, etc. But they've been a huge part of the CCKRA organization. Again, cckra.com, and they have a race at Santa Maria again on the 26th and the 27th, and great group of dudes. CCKRA runs a really nice show. It's more of a Central California race association. So it's Santa Maria, Fresno, Buttonwillow, and I think, no, I'm probably wrong. I don't think they hit the Bakersfield track, but a number of the members from CCKRA also support the Bakersfield Kart Club. So yeah, that is going to be next weekend, and that's on the 26th and the 27th, and CCKRA, they're still live on the calendar. Let's see here. I'm taking a pause because give me a second here. I'm just looking at my other calendar. I don't want to miss out on Northern Nevada Kart Club. I don't want to miss out on them because they are a sponsor of the show as well. NNKCReno.com. And my notes have some conflicting information. Let's see. I'm showing on one of my pages that they have a race this weekend, and I'm showing they don't on my other calendar, which is odd because let's see here. Yeah, June 27th, Northern Nevada Kart Club. So they were removed from my calendar as well. So Northern Nevada Kart Club, I apologize. nnkcreno.com. It looks like half your events got removed and the other half didn't. So I will be updating the calendar. And again, everyone, the reason I'm all over the place, I was working on a podcast this morning live on YouTube. I lost my feed at some point. I don't know where. I'm in the middle of regathering all my schedules to make sure I don't miss out on all the tracks, but primarily the sponsors. Got to take care of the sponsors because their club membership spends money to advertise, and my job is to promote their races. So Sunday, June 27th, nnkcreno.com. They have an event. And they actually have a great website as well. So if you go to nnkcreno.com, they have a really intuitive, easy-to-use website. All of their events on there. It's easy to register for their events right on the right from their page. So nnkcreno.com, again, June 27th. And it's a fun track, too. I need to make it up there. I say that a lot. There's so many races going on. There's so much out there, and but there's so many great clubs and tracks that I need to hit the lottery. And then I get to just do a tour, hitting one new track every month. No, well, Reno's not new to me, but I just haven't been there in years. Let's see. Sorry, I am all over the place. Yeah, again, I apologize. I'm trying to gather all this stuff. It just, the live YouTube feed, that kind of pushed me a little bit on my chair. Just like, all right, do it again. But now I'm finding more events that are missing that I'm really agitated right now. I got to rewind because Pro Kart, they also have a race this weekend. So Pro Kart, they have a race. KPX has a race this weekend. I don't remember if I mentioned Karts and Coffee. I think I mentioned that one on the YouTube live feed. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on the NorCal podcast. So Karts and Coffee. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll have Daniel on the podcast. He's one of the promoters of Karts and Coffee. And it's in Modesto at the McHenry Village Shopping Center. And if you're wondering why I'm mentioning Karts and Coffee, if you're an individual or a club and you're doing non-race events to promote karting, let me know. I will get you on the calendar. I think it's very important that these type of events take place. They piggyback off of a Cars and Coffee. So if you've never been to a Cars and Coffee and you're a car enthusiast, go check them out. Daniel was saying the Modesto group, sometimes they have 50 cars, sometimes they have 200. And they're cool events. We have one local here in Galt that I go to. It's in front of the coffee shop. It's a Grind, or Life's a Grind. They changed their name. Life's a Grind. And their Cars and Coffee is called Gears and Grind. And again, same deal. Sometimes we'll go out there, they'll have 25, 30 cars. Sometimes they have 70 cars. And it's just neat seeing all the different cars. And you have your regulars that come out. And then you have the new guys that show up. I mean, last time I did the Cars and Coffee here in Galt, again, it's called Gears and Grind. There was two guys that showed up with the custom trucks that were just to the T. I mean, completely custom, just over the top custom. It's like, wow, this is really cool to see. So, Karts and Coffee, Modesto, June 20th. And again, if I'm all over the place on this podcast, I apologize. I will do an article on norcalkarters.com and list the events. Because right now I'm redoing the website. I keep saying it. And again, I don't know if I said it on this podcast. I don't know if I said it on the YouTube live podcast. But that's what's going on. So I will get these calendars fixed. And the new Norcal Karters experience is going to be cool. It's going to be an upgrade, that's for sure. So if that's why I'm bouncing around, that's why. So June 18th, 19th, and 20th, Pro Kart. June 20th, Karts and Coffee. June June 19th and 20th, KPX. Next weekend, June 26th and 27th, CCKRA, Santa Maria. June 27th, Northern Nevada Kart Club. They are taking place. Prairie City, June 26th and 27th. Prairie City two-stroke weekend is taking place June 26th and 27th. The 80cc shifter group will be attending the Prairie City Club. So the NorCal 80cc Shifter Championship, they are on the Norcal Karters calendar. They will be attending the championship. The 125 Limited group, they will be at Prairie City on the 26th and the 27th. And that group can be found on Facebook under 125 Limited Shifter of NorCal. Let's see here. Oh, and a new Ian sitting there, if you're still listening, going, come on, man, you keep skipping me. So I apologize, Ian. So, Ian, I've been talking with Ian from Southern Oregon Karters, and their website is sokarters.org, sokarters.org. So, Southern Oregon Karters, they have an event coming up July 26th and 27th. I'm sorry, June 26th and 27th. And they're putting a big effort to re-promoting their club, getting their website updated. They're putting a lot of effort in. And so I was talking to Ian last week. I go, hey, Ian, I'll get you mentioned on the podcast. Well, I was doing a YouTube live, and at some point last week, it also dropped. I thought I had the problem fixed. I do not have it fixed. And it got dropped right before I mentioned his event. Again, Southern Oregon Karters. They race in Medford. I think it's called Jackson County. The Jackson County Fairground facility. Beautiful track. It's such a neat area up there. But they're having an event the June 26th and 27th. But so back to my little segue story. I was talking to I was doing the podcast, and I didn't know the podcast dropped. I just kept talking. And it was right before I was mentioning their event. So he sends me a message. Hey, you forgot our event. And I go, no, I didn't. And it's like, oh, here's what happened. I lost my feed. I didn't realize I lost my feed. And then today I'm going over the events. And so again, sokarters.org, southernoregonkarters.org. They are a new club sponsor for the Norcal Karters calendar. And they have an event coming up June 26th and 27th. And over the next month or so, we're going to try to get Ian on or someone from Southern Oregon Karters to kind of just talk up the club. If you're wondering why Medford is on Norcal Karters, it's very simple. When I was racing in the 90s, we had, at the time, what we called Region 11, which was IKF Region 11. And there were a couple clubs. The Kerman Club, Kerman, Reno, and Medford. Those were always the three tracks that they were always on the outskirts of California, Norcal Karters, not norcalkarters.com, but Region 11. And it was, sometimes those clubs had really good participation from Region 11. Sometimes they had terrible participation, depending on when they were placed in the schedule. And if I remember right, Medford used to have their races on Memorial Day weekend, which was a lot of fun for me because it was a 3-day weekend. It made it nicer to travel to Medford. And if memory serves me correctly, I think they started doing this huge soccer tournament on Memorial Day weekend. And then the room prices skyrocketed. Room availability disappeared. Everything was kind of off. But the reason for my story. So NorcalKarters.com, we include Reno, Medford, Kerman, Santa Maria. A lot of these, Central California tracks, Southern Oregon, Reno, because in the past they were part of Region 11. And a lot of our racers travel to those tracks. And let's be honest, more often than not, we get more support from those racers coming to California than we do than the California racers going to their tracks. So I think it's important that we highlight those tracks that are in the area. For some of us, Medford's a 4 or 5 hour drive. For others, it's less. For some of you, it's more. But it's important that we include these tracks because at one point with Region 11, they were part of the Norcal Karter family. So that's why I'm mentioning Medford and highlighting them. They reached out to me asking for more promotion. We will have them listed on the new calendar. So, SouthernOregonKarters.org. SOKarters.org. Go check out their website. And that is the June 26th, 27th weekend. Let's see here. Then we roll into July. July, 4th of July is on a Sunday this year. So 4th of July is on a Sunday. I've rambled too much tonight or today. I think I'm going to wrap it up with July 10th and 11th, Sonoma Rock Cup, race number 5 at Sonoma. That's taking place July 10th and the 11th. Then we have Bakersfield Kart Club on July 10th. And GFC Karting, gfckarting.com. They are supporting racers at the Sonoma Rock Cup event. And next week, my show is going to be much more organized. Again, the whole calendar thing just threw me a nasty fall off the table curveball. And when I swung for this week, I fell down in the batter's box. So I'm going to regroup. Next week will be better, at least for the events. And then stay tuned to NorcalKarters.com. If you want something on the website, now is the time to give me your input. I am designing a whole new website from scratch. The calendar is going to be different. The layout of the website is going to be different. I'm going to highlight the video tabs more so it's easier to get to YouTube. Right now, I'm not real thrilled with YouTube Live. It sucks. But I do have content on there for do-it-yourselfers, karting, how-to videos, etc. I upload the podcast to YouTube. So there is actually a lot of content on there. I'm just really ticked right now that the live feeds are not working properly. But the new website is going to be all new. So stay tuned for that. It probably won't be live next week, but I will work on something temporarily for the calendar to get that addressed a little bit better. Oh, I got an idea. Sometimes you just got to talk things out. And I just talked it out. I got an idea for my calendar. Fixing the problem now. Right now. And for those of you that hung on to this podcast, thank you. Thank you. I know it was all over the place. I think I'm using this as a venting exercise. So I apologize. Thank you. Gorilla-bbq. Thank you for your sponsorship of the podcast and the support of karters in general. TrackMagicOG.com. Go check out their website. Even if you don't own a Track Magic, you can still join their owners group. Again, they post tech tips. They post restoration pictures. If you have an older Track Magic and you're looking for parts, that needs to be your first stop, is that group on Facebook. Because there's a group of guys on there that are buying and selling, that share, where do you get a front left demon spindle? Someone in the group is going to have it or know where to get it. So join that group. And then also to our new club sponsor, SOKarters.org. So Southern Oregon Karters. Thank you for the support of the calendar. And I apologize the timing of the sponsorship and my lack of calendar accuracy was bad. But I promise you, I make this a promise to everyone listening. The new website is going to be much better. I've had it on my to-do list for a while, and this whole calendar thing pushed me to action. So again, thank you everyone for listening. Please like my Facebook page or Instagram page. Also, if you want live videos from the track outside of Facebook, like on YouTube, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I need 1,000 subscribers to unlock mobile live videos on YouTube. So please go to YouTube, subscribe. Even though I just bashed on them about 10 minutes ago because I can't figure out why it just drops. I don't know if I have a bad camera. I don't know if it's something as stupid as a bad cable. I don't know if it's bandwidth. I don't know. But I'll figure it out. If someone out there is listening, go, hey, dummy, I know what your problem is, and you're a techie, I will pay you for your time. Again, what I'm looking to do, live video podcasts, live video interviews, live chatting, streaming to social media, YouTube, etc. So, and to the webpage, and to norcalkarters.com. It's just got to bring this thing updated. So, thank you everyone for listening. If I missed you, send me a message. Make a comment on YouTube or on Facebook. I don't care. But reach out to me. Say, hey, dummy, you missed me. Get us on the next podcast, and I will do so. And with that, have a great weekend.